Is Starbucks' major problem China right now?
Well, China is. I mean, China's reliant on 600 of the 2,300 stores they want to open in this year. So you certainly want to see positive demand trends there. They're 1 quarter into returning to positive demand trends there. 2 quarters ago, they were negative. So that will be heavily watched tonight at 4 o'clock for sure.
The stock has had a nice little run in the past few months. But to what do you attribute that, and can it continue?
Well, some of their peers have reported some pretty good, strong momentum towards the end of the year, carrying into January. I think there's expectations for a little bit of momentum on the top line in the near term. So the consensus sales number, same-store sales, is around 3%. I believe the buy side might have migrated up closer to 4%. So I think the pressure is on to deliver a little bit of a stronger same-store sales number.
You point out, and this one knocked me over, I think, if I read the note correctly, that 20% of Starbucks locations are in the state of California, where labor costs are going to pressure margins.
Yes, so as of January 1st, the minimum wage went up there. Certainly we're in a very tight labor market nationally, but you will have structural minimum wage pressure in California. So it has always been an affordable luxury, but we are cognizant of them now expanding their demographic reach to that lower income consumer. So maybe perhaps a more price sensitive consumer. Maybe the pricing power they've enjoyed in the past might be eroded a little bit. They have to be a little bit more sensitive, I think, going forward. The last quarter, they drove their average check up over 5%. And this is now, so if you start to compound that, it gets a little bit of too much pressure or asking too much of your demographic to take on.
What do you want to know about China, Matt? And I ask this thinking about not just the impact from a China trade war, meaning the economy slows down in China, but also whether or not this brand is being boycotted at all on the local level by Chinese people who don't want to buy from an American company, especially when there's a viable competitor in China these days.
That's the more important part.
Yeah.
I think, listen, you can have some disruptions from a couple of news headlines. That's certainly a concern. But the real long-term pressure would be the local competition. Is there a player in there? About a decade ago, they dealt with a lot of competition in the UK. And that took many years for them to resolve and get a strong foothold of market share there. Even in the United States, in the Northeast, it took them a long time to compete against Dunkin' Donuts. So if Luckin and other companies are out there competing a little bit better than we had thought, that's going to be a headwind for what was seen as a market that was going to be a lot of greenfield growth.